Everyone holding their breath last night as the final votes came rolling in for the Austin school bond. 2 propositions passed, 2 failed, and this morning we've got 2 Austin parents with us, Kathy Painter and Casey Winmans here, who both sat on the committee that put this bond package together. As I mentioned, you both are parents of kids in AISD schools right now. So Kathy, let's start with you. Just initial reaction to the outcome last night.
Well, I'm happy for the ones that failed. I'm happy for the schools that are going to benefit from it.
Or the ones happy for the ones that passed.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it's okay.
Failed.
I'm so sorry. I just want to get that straight.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
And the ones that failed, I'm concerned about what we're going to do to accommodate for what's not going to be covered. Fine arts and athletics did suffer quite a blow, and so that's a big concern for me. And I hope that we can work together with the community to find the answer to solve the overcrowding issue that we've got. 125%. Several of our schools are at 125% overcapacity, and we've got to do something about that. So we're going to have to roll up our sleeves and sharpen our pencils and figure out what to do. So
I know Dr. Carsharfin last night talked about the overcrowding. She said we could be looking at some redrawing of boundaries. That means the schools that your child goes to might not stay the same in the coming years. Casey, what are some other specific things? We're talking about some of these props pretty generally, but the School for Young Men was on Prop 4. Is that up in the air now as well?
Well, that's an interesting case. The School for Young Men has been approved by the school board. However, it's still, because that proposition did not pass, there's now not a facility that's really ready to implement that sort of program. So like Kathy said, I mean, we may be back to the drawing board in that situation to find out, could we still have that program at some alternate location that doesn't need the capital investment that the other facility did need to make that school happen.
I know, Kathy, one of your children go to Murchison, and we toured that campus, and we were in the cafeteria as kids were literally shoulder to shoulder, and there wasn't enough room for them. I believe that particular item, the expansion of the cafeteria, did pass.
I thought that it didn't. I'm not. That's part of the. I thought that was part of 2, but I might be wrong. You know, not knowing until 10 last night, and then coming here early this morning. If it did pass, that's great. I have to look back at the information to see whether that's so or not. But either way, whether it did or not, if that's something we're going to be able to implement, that's something we've got to do something about. We've got kids sharing seats, and the same with our fine arts facility. There, the kids are practicing their instruments in the hallway, so it's not. That's a tough one. We're going to have to really address that as soon as we can.
Got it. We've only got about 30 seconds more, but I know does the committee that you guys are on, does it dissolve at this point, or do you continue being part of this conversation moving forward?
Well, I think Kathy and I both learned a lot. We both served on the Citizens Bond Advisory Committee, and we also were active recruiting other parents to be involved with the campaign and passing the bond. What now will happen is that the board will approve a community bond oversight committee, and they will actually oversee the implementation of the bonds that did pass, and all of their meetings will be open to the public. So we hope to have continued public dialogue, and we would like to thank the Austin voters who turned out and supported our schools. We know that Austinites really care about our urban public school system succeeding and helping our city continue to grow and thrive.
Got it. Well, thank you two for being here this morning. It doesn't sound like you're going to step down and just walk away at this point.
Absolutely not.
You're in this for the long haul.
That's right.
All right, and we're going to hear from the opposition in about 20 minutes, but now let's turn it over to David with a check of our forecast.